when you put the right people in a room, I mean, we've all seen amazing things can happen.
Hey there, Albion. Are you ready to discover the hidden gems of our community? I'm Cassidy Porter, your host and proud Albion resident. Join me on Brick by Brick, the podcast that celebrates the people, places, and stories that make Albion so special. Together, we'll explore the rich history of our town, from its manufacturing roots to its vibrant present. We'll chat with local leaders, volunteers, and small business owners to learn more about the incredible work they're doing to make Albion a better place. So whether you're a lifelong resident or just visiting, tune in to Brick by Brick, and let's discover the heart and soul of Albion, one story or brick at a time. Welcome back to the Brick by Brick podcast. I'm your host, Cassidy Porter, and joining me today is active community member Kelly Rice. Kelly is part owner, vice president, and account executive at Albion Insurance Agency. She's a member of Albion's Rotary Club, Albion Area Philanthropic Women. She's a previous treasurer for Fork Senior Center. She's the president of Albion Moose, a past president of the Greater Albion Area Chamber, and a newly added member to the Board of Trustees at the Albion Community Foundation. So thank you for joining me today, Kelly.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to get to know more about your involvement in the community, and it seems like you've been pretty involved, which is exciting to hear.
Yes, I love being involved. I can't help it.
So to get started, I'd love to start off the podcast with getting to know your personal Albion story. So.
Okay. So I have been an insurance agent for over 20 years.
Okay.
And I met my husband at an insurance conference on Mackinac Island many, many years ago. And he's the reason I'm in Albion.
Wow.
So
okay.
I lived in Alpena and was living and working there and met him, and 6 months later I was relocating.
Okay.
So that was 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I landed here. I'm a bit of a transplant, but I'm so, I just love the community.
Well, for being a transplant, you've done so much. Like, the list can go on and on with what you've been involved in.
Well, I have a sign in my office that says, be the good you want to see in the world. So that's my motto. If you want to see change, make change.
So do you remember when you first came to Albion, what were like some of the first things you got involved in?
Yes, I got involved with the Kids and Stuff auction because immediately I knew that was a wonderful piece of the downtown. And at the time, the downtown was very depressed. And we needed to build on those pieces that were working so well. And the Bohm was getting ready to undergo its huge renovation. So my husband and I got involved in fundraising for that as well. And we just try and help push those pieces down the road. And if everyone's pulling in the same direction, change happens. So yes, it was a much different landscape when I first got here. But man, I saw the potential in the people. And I'm like, this is going to go. It's just going to take some time.
And you've been like an instrumental part in all of it then. Like,
well, I hope I helped.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. So when I was getting ready for this interview, I was doing some like diving into like what you've been involved in and all those types of things. But I noticed you graduated from Michigan State with a degree in kinesiology.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, how did you end up in insurance from kinesiology?
Yeah, so that's funny too, because I've always just been an athlete, and that was always my interest in biology and everything. That was an easy path.
Okay.
But then getting out of college, I actually became a sports writer. I've played multiple sports, loved them. And English was always very easy for me. So I became a sports writer, was trying to figure out what direction my job was going to go in next, decided, well, I need a job. So I got a job in an insurance agency as a receptionist.
Okay.
And then the owner said, you need to be an agent. And I fell in love with it, mostly because I love interacting with people on a daily basis. And also I'm helping people with something they may not understand, and it's one of those necessary evils. So I'm just trying to make their life a little bit easier. So it fits. And like I said, I also met my husband through the
Yeah.
industry, so it was meant to be. Yeah.
It all came full circle for you then.
It did.
So, like you kind of said then, a lot of people don't really understand insurance per se. So what does it mean even to be an insurance agent? Like,
so a lot of it is explaining and helping people understand what they probably need, but also helping them understand what they're paying for.
okay.
So that's important to me because I'm asking, you're paying for a promise. I mean it, that I'm going to be there when you need me. So it's important to me that people understand that.
So I think you kind of, we walked around it a little bit, meeting your husband, you know, at the insurance conference and everything, and that's what brought you here. But then how did you then become a co-owner of Albion Insurance Agency?
So the reason that we chose to live in Albion was because my husband's parents, Ron and Elaine Rice, were the owners of Albion Insurance Agency at the time.
Okay.
He was the perpetuation plan. So it was kind of a no-brainer for us to move here. So 10 years ago, Ron and Elaine retired, and we purchased the agency from them. And so that's how we became owners.
Oh, nice.
Yes, which we're so happy to be owners in the downtown district.
So being an account executive in insurance, how does that kind of look different than being an insurance agent, or like what is your day-to-day like as that?
So my day-to-day involves helping customers navigate the needs that the coverages they need. And then also, bringing in new business to the agency, making sure that accounts are set up the way they're supposed to be. And then we also have our licensed insurance agents, our customer service representatives that help with maybe billing or changes and things like that. But at the core of it, I'm the one in charge of that account. And I'm the one going to be talking to owners and things like that about their needs. So herding cats sometimes is my job, but it's I kind of thrive in the chaos.
So everybody does in some way,
Yeah.
So Albion Insurance Agency, what all does it cover? Like, is it business? Is it personal? Like, what kinds of insurance is like involved in that?
Just about everything.
Okay.
I have yet to find something I couldn't insure. I've insured some weird stuff.
That kind of goes to my next question. Do you have any like fun like stories from being in insurance? I feel like it's like one of those like underground businesses that you're like, you kind of be like,
that you're
something.
like, huh? Yeah. I've insured a mobile axe throwing business.
Wow.
I've insured a helicopter parts manufacturer. I've insured the potential progeny of a racehorse. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, yeah, when you're around long enough, you insure some strange stuff. But
so if you can dream it, you can insure it.
you can insure it. Yes, I will find a way. And I'm sure that, I'm sure many people will know who I'm talking about, but I also insure a napkin collection for a certain person.
Yeah.
So yes, I can insure just about anything.
Wow. I feel like at least personally, I don't really think about insurance as being like something that can be applied to multiple different things. Like I think about, you have health insurance, you have like car insurance, you have home insurance, but I don't think about like, oh, maybe like this needs like,
Yeah, and most people don't, and that's what I'm here for. That's why I think people really respect having an insurance agent in the community, someone they can go to. The advice is free, and they can go and talk to someone. We are there. We have a brick and mortar. People can walk in and talk to us.
Yeah.
And I think in such a digital age, people do still appreciate that. At least that's what I hear.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for being able to actually talk to someone who's not on the phone, who you know is in your community and is a small business themselves in the work that you're doing. So.
And when they are your neighbor, they have a better understanding of what what the aspects are. But I will say we insure people all over the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So even though we are in a small town, we have pretty broad wings.
That's
pretty
great.
And a referral is the greatest compliment we could possibly receive. And so, yeah, when someone calls me from Grand Rapids or Iron Mountain or, hey, I heard about you, I want to do business with you. So
that's great.
it's wonderful.
Okay. So kind of switching away from insurance so much and looking into your involvement in Albion, why have you chosen to be so involved?
Because I'm the type of person, if I don't do it, who will? And so I just kind of grab it by the horns and go. But I just really like to be involved in things and see them. People donate a lot of money, and I want to see that money spent responsibly. And also, sometimes when you put the right people in a room, I mean, we've all seen amazing things can happen. And I like to witness that. but I just like to keep pushing. Sometimes it just takes a person who's willing to file the paperwork or willing to raise the funds or well, yes, we all want to see this happen, but now who's going to put in the legwork? And at this point in time, I can be that person. At some point, I might not be able to be, but right now I can be. So I will.
So what have been some of your favorite things you've been involved with then?
Well, I love the Kids and Stuff auction. The years that I helped organize that, we had so much fun coming up with a theme and venue and things like that. So that was a blast. The Forks Senior Center is an amazing asset. I mean, the things that they have multiple things going on every day for the older portion of our population. And so it's just a phenomenally run organization. It's super. So I was proud to be a part of that. The Chamber's phenomenal. I mean, the work they put in. All of the organizations I've been a part of. And right now being president of the Albion Moose Lodge, we have our members first, of course. So we have always have fun things going on, but trying to branch out into the community more again, whereas we kind of fell off years past. But so just making our presence known, even if it's just for something fun to do, bingo on a Wednesday night, something for the community to do with us.
So what is the Albion Moose Lodge? Personally, I've seen it, I've heard about it, but I also don't know what that means.
So our little Moose Lodge out here, it is a members organization. Anyone can come in, but if you want to keep coming in, you have to become a member. But I mean, we did start bingo for the community, and that's worked out really good. Everyone's been really receptive to that. We have a lot of fun on Wednesday nights out there. For the membership, we have anything from Detroit Lions watch parties out there where we all bring potlucks, and then we have dinners, and I don't know, we have all kinds of fun. I mean, you just have to become a member and come out and see all the fun stuff that we do out there. But we have 175 members, and I'm trying to get all of them involved in some way because all of them are important. But we just have our own little fun spot out there to hang out, kind of home away from home for my husband and I right now. But yeah.
So is the Moose like a social membership?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a social club. And the organization itself, Moose International, stresses community efforts. And so we have a Heart of Community committee, and we do, the month of October, we did a suitcase drive for Safe Place over in Battle Creek.
Okay.
Because the women and children, the families that need to be quickly taken out of a dangerous or violent situation sometimes end up just throwing their belongings in a garbage bag. And so in my conversation with the director over there, I said, can we do a suitcase drive where we donate suitcases and they could be used? I said, absolutely. So we had 22 suitcases.
Wow.
That's
great.
I still have to figure out how to get over to Battle Creek. But so we were really proud of that, but it's kind of thinking outside the box. We're a small group, a small club. So we look for those little things that we might be able to do in the community that might require a little more manpower other than monetary funds. So.
But every little effort helps, though, to some degree.
So.
As long as everyone's doing something, we're sure to grow in some way.
Yes.
Yes,
that's what we push for.
So my favorite question to ask as we wrap up the podcast is, what do you hope for the future of Albion?
I hope Albion keeps trending in the same direction it's going. We have so many positive forces at work right now, and I hope people see that. I hope people appreciate it, and I hope people continue to support it. And so that's why I'm so honored to be placed on the Community Foundation board, because I hope I'm one of those people that can keep pushing. And I can lend my voice to the different other community groups that I'm in, so people understand what's going on. Because sometimes there's a lot of work done behind the scenes that people don't realize in an effort to get where we all want to be.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to keep pushing, talking about it until we can make it happen.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's it for this episode of Brick by Brick. We'll be back with more stories from the heart of Albion. Until then, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep building Albion's future.